Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in with another episode of Talks with Tony. Now, remember, I'm on vacation right now, so I shot this video last week for you just to have this up for you. I think some of y'all misunderstood me. You thought that I was saying that it wouldn't be any videos. No, this video, I just had to work ahead. Now, this letter here look a little long. Look a little long. Wow, okay. Not maybe not all that long, but it's single space. Oh, hello. I hope you don't mind if I call you Uncle Tony. Also, I will be 20 on January 2nd. Okay, so she's 29 because this letter from last year. If that is of any importance, and I haven't had my first kiss. I just started my freshman year at college, and I don't have any experience with the opposite sex. Before I went off to college on August 17th, I had gotten shot on July 7th in my tibia and fibula, which really disabled me when starting school. When I started school, I was down due to not being able to start school like I planned, but after a while, I adjusted. During the beginning of the month of September, I started hanging out with this guy, which we will call TJ, and his friends, Chris and Fred. I knew TJ from a Bible program before college started, so we was already cool. In the beginning of talking to TJ's friend, Chris, I started to become interested in him, but I wasn't sure if I really liked him, so I just kept thinking about saying something, distancing myself, or just staying friends. One day while studying in the library with them, I recited a poem I had wrote, and Chris really thought it was dope, to the point that he wanted me to spit something off the dome and be his ghostwriter. I said, no, I don't ghostwrite because the stuff I write comes from my heart and personal experience. Then he said, maybe we should write a song, which was really us rapping about the guy's perspective of a situation and the female's perspective of a situation. He wanted to call it boyfriend and girlfriend or BF and GF, which I thought was weird, but I said, okay. After talking about it a little more, I had left out the study room in the library and went to go talk to my friend Dana, and Chris had followed me and asked what we were talking about. Soon after, I went back to the study room and Chris followed me back. A little later, TJ, Fred, Chris, and I decided to go sit with Dana and her friend Anna to finish studying. Now I'm guessing all these is fake names, but if they ain't, they in here. We don't know their last name though, so we don't know who they is. Chris and I continue to make plans on writing the song. I need to go back and see who Chris is now. Is Chris the first one? No. TJ the friend. And then the friend is Chris and Fred. So all right, a lot of talking with the friend now. Chris and I continue to make plans on writing the song, and he said I could FaceTime him, text, or we could meet in the library to continue discussing the song. That night, when everyone left except me and Dana, I told her about how I felt about Chris, but I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to be desperate for love. I wanted it to find me, but I always find myself battling this needing feeling in my chest, like my spirit is searching for something, which I dislike. So after I told her, she said she already kind of guessed because she had seen a vibe between us. A couple of days later, me and Chris were writing out rap lyrics and sending them back and forward to each other. One night while he was back home visiting his family, I asked him, could I FaceTime him at 11, and he said that I could. So around that time I did, and he didn't pick up. So I called one more time and no response. So I felt some type of way, and I didn't know whether to say something to him about it or just go to sleep. So I decided to text him. Chris, don't make promises that you can't keep. Then he responds with, man, it's not even like that. I haven't seen my mom in a long time, and I was helping her go to sleep and doing her laundry. I texted him, if you wanted to spend time with your mom, I would have understood. So instead of texting me that, you made a promise you cannot keep. So, Chris, don't make promises you can't keep. Then he apologized and I went to sleep. As time passed, I guess my eyes started deceiving me. While in the library with Dana, TJ and Chris so happened to be there. And Chris told me he liked my shoes, and I told him about some candy in the library, and he wanted me to show him where it was, but people were around the area, so we couldn't get any candy. After that, he had left, and it was only me, Dana, and TJ in the library. While we were there, I was about to tell TJ about my feelings for Chris, but he stopped me before I could by saying, "I know you like Chris. You don't look at me like you look at him." I was surprised, and I asked him about approaching Chris about it, and he said, "Didn't all of us talk about why girls always expect the man to approach them, and why don't the girl approach the man?" So then I decided to go and tell Chris, who was outside by TJ's car, and TJ was heading up with me. When I got to Chris, I couldn't say anything because I was nervous and scared. So I kept saying, "I think." And he kept trying to pull words out of me. So then I decided to just give him a hug and say, "We should hang out." During this, TJ had drove off and left behind. What is it? Y'all gotta forgive me now. Y'all gotta forgive me. That caught me off guard now. Because Chris was standing by TJ car. and TJ who she met first now. So TJ skirt. I'm out of here, man. During this, TJ had drove off and left Chris behind. That's when we stopped talking to stop TJ from leaving Chris. Chris was out of there. That night on Snapchat, I texted Chris, "I think I'm feeling you. And can we hang out some more to see if I'm sure?" He texted me back, "I think you cool, but I ain't good with the relationship type stuff, and I ain't trying to hurt you, no lie." And I said, "Okay." And he asked me, "We straight?" And I asked him why he asked me that. He said, "Because I just said, okay." And I said, "What else do you want me to say?" And good night. The next day, after thinking about it, I said, "You probably scared that you will hurt me instead of seeing this as a good thing." He told me a while back that he caught his dad cheating on his mom, and his dad used to have him in the car while he would be at another woman's house cheating on his mom. He texted me back a while later saying, "He's just not good with the loyalty thing." After this, things started to feel awkward between us, to me, and I wish I had never told him I liked him. I am never approaching a guy again. 100. She put that 100 emoji. Lesson learned. At the end of October, my friend Dana told me that he had recently started seeing this white girl on campus named Kayla. And I was in my feelings because he had lied to me. I asked TJ, was it true? And TJ told me that Chris told me that because he didn't want to hurt my feelings and that Chris had friend zoned me. I did cry that day, and I unfriended him from Snap and deleted his contact and all the messages on Tuesday. He was the only dude that I text and had in my contacts. The other guys were associates that I kept at a distance and talked to them when I saw them in person. One thing that I didn't think about doing was blocking him. I didn't think he would reach out to me, but he did, which was weird. He FaceTimed me on Friday of the same week, and it truly surprised me. I answered and I told him what was spoken to me, and he told me that stuff ain't true and asked me about the song, and I told him that I deleted the song and I should have blocked him too. He told me he still had the song and come to the library so we can finish it. So I thought about it and went to the library. When I got there, he was working on a bunch of homework with TJ, and TJ had left to go do something. While I was there, we added each other back on Snap, and he started watching my Snap while I was in the library. He started talking to me about stuff that was going on with him. An hour had passed, and we still didn't work on the song. By that time, TJ had came back in the room, but he was distant and silent. When Chris tried to talk to him, he wouldn't say anything. I decided to leave. Y'all gotta forgive me now. Y'all gotta forgive me. Because I'm trying to laugh at people's letter, boy. TJ, boy. TJ, his feelings, boy. Boy, TJ over there. Woo! Hey, y'all gotta forgive me now. Chris tried to talk to him, and it got me thinking about some of my homeboys in college, how they was. Not with me, but like with, with women, and they like a woman, and then with a woman like somebody else, then that man get mad, and he been all in his feelings. Woo, y'all gotta forgive me now. But I didn't laugh because TJ in his feelings now. He grown, all in the college, over there giving his homeboy the silent treatment. And then put off on his homeboy. That's a skirt. Come on now, TJ. Come on. Man, you know you're the only one with a car. But TJ fed up. When Chris tried to talk to him, he wouldn't say anything. I decided to leave because Chris was still doing homework, and I could see that we weren't going to work on the song. Before I left, we made plans to meet up later to write about the song, and I reminded Chris saying, remember, don't make promises that you can't keep. And he told me, I got you. Later that night, my friend Grace had invited me to the movies, and I told Chris about it and asked could we work on the song Saturday. He said, yeah, we can. Hit my line when you ready to finish it. We really got to write this song. Later that night after the movies, I texted him regarding the song. I told him how I felt that it was finished, but we could edit some parts. If we wrap it out, it would be longer than 3 minutes. I asked him what time did he want me to come by because the library was closed on Saturday. I asked him, do you want me to come at 10 in the morning? He told me that was too early. So I said, what about 1 or 2 in the evening? And he texted me back, some, which I didn't understand. So I stopped texting him and went to sleep. The next day, when it was getting close to 11 a.m., I texted him about the song and asked him what time does he want me to come over so we can finish, and he didn't respond. I texted him again, and he didn't respond. Then I text him, I will wait till you hit my line and you're serious about writing the song. I go on Snap and see that he had been watching what I had recently posted on my story, but wasn't responding to my text messages, which upset me. He was watching my story, but couldn't respond to a text. I was trying to figure out what I had done wrong. So I called my friend Grace and told her about it, and she reminded me when I told her about telling Chris, don't make promises that you can't keep. And she knew that I had told him this a few times. Also, Grace told me that if Chris was busy, then he should have told me and rescheduled instead of leaving me on scene. Around 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, I decided to call him on FaceTime, and yet again, no response. After that, I was completely done. I didn't like that I was chasing a grown boy, so I texted him, I'm about to unfriend and block you this time. Yet again, you making promises you can't keep. He told me, okay, I don't F with you like that. You making the friendship more serious than it is, and I'm just trying to write a song. And I told him, I knew how I felt. That's why I unfriended you the first time. And finished the song with someone else. He said to me, okay, stop typing. And then she put the typing little bubble. And I did what I told him I was going to do. and I haven't spoken to him since. I don't understand, Uncle Tony. I unfriended him and deleted everything. And when I was trying to just act like he never existed, he comes back talking about finishing a song that he keeps delaying. If he was busy that day, why didn't he just plan another day to meet instead of waiting until I said I'm going to block and unfriend you? Then he responds. To me, it seemed like he wanted to drag writing the song out to keep me waiting around instead of giving me the opportunity to move on. But I don't know. Help, please. He is 18 and black, and I'm black as well. I have also provided pictures as well, since you read pictures sent from my iPhone. Well, at least you blessed now. Nah, sis, you got a lot of looks now. She sent 5 pictures on here. Now, there's one picture down here where you got the little twist in your hair. You know, she got like you know how you twist them over each other, and they come from here and they come to right here. And then she got the big hoop earring. You know, the big hoop earrings, but it's a thick hoop. And it got the cursive name going through the middle. And her lips are a little red. She about my skin color, but the lips a little red, like from Kool-Aid or lipstick. So you know now with them little plastic earring now, you look like a soul poet, Floyd Tree. So I know them bars was right. And then now on the other picture, she got the long straight hair. Look like a wig, could be her hair though. But now if that's your hair, that is some kind of hair there, because I ain't never seen a sister with hair that bone straight. Now, because now to me, it looked like just one of them wigs just sitting right there. Well, if the wind blow, it's going to twist a little bit, or if you scratch it, it be moving with you. And now on the other one, she got the black head wrap that wrap into the big old, several wraps up here. And it looked like Erykah Badu vibe. And then on the other one, she got the headband, but I don't know if this is a headband wig, because it got the headband and then it got the long twist thing, sister locks or twists or whatever you'll call them, to where it's just like the two. It ain't plaits, it's just like the two thing twist, but it's the weave hairstyle with the little gold clamps on them. You know how they put the little clamps about this big, and they little circle gold clamp onto them, decoration. So this is here got a lot of looks. Now the thing about it is, sister, you 20 years old, and your energy feel like on your picture feel like you done been through a lot, feel like you done seen a lot. But your title is that you are a pure V Club. She's still flying on Virgin Airlines. Y'all know what I'm talking about, V Club. Okay, never. All right. Okay. And so you look real deep, sister. Soul sister now. Now I'm gonna tell you, the picture you got the head wrap on with that wrap all up in the front, and it looked like you in a house because I see blinds behind you, but all I see is just neck, and I see all skin the picture from here up. So it either you got on a tower, or you got on a halter top, or ain't nothing, but I just see skin now. And that looked like a artistic picture. In the other picture, she just, the camera real up close up under her face, and she looking down at the camera. And now so she a little lighter than me. Probably a shade or two lighter than me. And young lady. And let me see. I'm trying to see. I had a friend in college that looked like you look when that picture with that thing, that wrap on your head. I'm trying to think of an actress, so the people watching could kind of have an idea. Almost like in the picture with the head wrap. Well, the thing is, she got a lot of different looks. This has got a lot of different looks. In the picture with the head wrap, she looked like she could be like a Nia Long daughter. And then on the picture with the big hoop earrings and the plaits, she looked like she would fit right in on that TV show used to be on, A Different World. She looked like a soul sister, you know. Um, naturally pretty. Now the interesting thing, this is the interesting thing to me, is she got the lips that all of the Caucasian women are paying for to try to get. Now, the largest ones, not the ones where they barely get the filler, but the ones that they trying to get, like them Kardashian, them, and them women, that the lips they trying to get, that's how her lips is naturally. And these are the lips that we used to get picked on for. These are the lips we used to get picked on, because I got me some lips like this now. But see, my bottom lip, like her bottom lip, but her top lip is filled too, which is seen as natural beauty today. This seen as natural beauty today. Now, back in the day, hey, what? Hey, Tony, what you want? Hey, well, you got soup cooler. Hey, what? Hey, Tony mama lips like this. Tony mama be like this. Because my mama got lips like that. Hey, Tony mama like this. Well, your mama got soup cooler. Well, she be cooling the mess out that soup. And they used to have so many lip jokes. But guess now, do you know what this here stuff costs? To get them lips like that, hundreds of dollars. People be paying $700. Now in Beverly Hills, you finna pay $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to get that filler in there. So, sister, see, this is the thing, sister. Yes, there's some young puppy love stuff. But the fact that you're a writer, you're a poet, and the way how you dress, you got an old soul. You got a old soul. Like, you literally is dressed in this picture with the straight hair and that bang that come right here. It looked like you was probably way younger then, or that could have been in college too. But that outfit you got on is like, it's giving me like 1970s vibe. And then them big earrings, and then that jacket you got on, it's giving me like 80s, maybe, I don't know, them big earrings, is that 80s or 90s? It just, you got like an old soul. And so, but yet you dealing with these young men, and you infusing your values from being old soul with this new age generation. And so you a little too serious for your generation. Cause what you saying is real stuff. Like, you saying, listen, Playboy, like, if you say I can call you at 11, if you want to hang with your mama, then just say that. Don't tell me to call you at 11 and then you don't answer. And then when you say you want to get up on Saturday to do the song, if you with your girlfriend, the Caucasian woman that you done met, just tell me you with your friend. I'm just trying to do the song. And then you saying, listen, I made a promise to do the song with you that night, but then I backed out because I got invited to the movie. But I hit you and told you, hey, I'm going to the movie. I ain't just leave you stranded. So I get where you coming from. You see what I mean? But the thing is what you are, it ain't your time yet. It ain't your time yet. You too young. In your late 20s, like 28 to 35, that's when you gonna hit. That's when you gonna hit. Like, meaning that's when it's gonna be your season. But your look, your style, your vibe is too mature for your generation. It's too diverse for your generation. Your generation, yes, they like the size of your lips. That's in style. But just your style and how you kind of could be new school, old school, retro, you know what I mean? And then hip, it's too many nuances to you for these young boys your age to really grasp you. They can't put their hand on it. And so they can't figure it out now. And then this your other issue. TJ on you. TJ wants you. But you ain't mention why you don't like TJ. TJ wants you. But see, Chris get all the ladies. That's how Chris got a white girl. Because when you're a black boy that is liked by black women, but you could get white girls, that mean that you got something on you. Because for white girls to like black men, unless the white girl has always dated black men, a black man is forbidden fruit for a white girl, according to her family and the Proud Boys. Like, he forbidden fruit. So a black man who is attractive to black women, I ain't talking about the black men that don't know black woman want, and so he go get him a white woman. And typically that white woman is typically from the lower class of society, because dating black men for white women is off limits unless a black man has money. Now, a white man could be racist as all outdoors, but if that black man have money, he will sick his daughter on that black quarterback. That black quarterback, that black athlete. Now listen, I know y'all want to lie, and I know y'all want to believe the world ain't like this, but I just got to tell the truth. The only time that a black man is approved to have a white woman, when a white woman that is attractive to white men. I'm not talking about, I had a white guy tell me one time, I said, hey man, y'all get mad when me or one of these other guys be with y'all white women? He said, no, because if she with you, she white trash. I said, what? What the world? He said, yeah. He said, if a white woman, this is what a white guy told me. He said, if a white woman will sleep with a black man, she is considered white trash. I say, wow. I'm just reporting live, okay? I know this ain't the case all the way around, and I'm from the South, so it's gonna be a little different. But it's racism everywhere. Then the NBA players go play in Boston. I remember I had my quarterback in college. He was like, I'm from Boston, man. We the only Massachusetts, the only state that never had slavery. But when I listen to the NBA players who go to Boston, they say that's one of the racist cities to play in. You see what I'm saying? So it's color lines. The reason I know it's color lines is she made mention that she black and he black, and that Chris dating a white girl. That's how we know it's color lines still in 2020. Because he would have said she just dating, he's dealing with another girl named Kayla. She wouldn't have said a white girl. You see what I'm saying? If it wasn't color lines. And now the way this sister here, she dressed Afrocentric. I don't even know what that means, but she dressed like she studied her roots, like she want to tap into her blackness. But now she looked like she got a little mixture in her. It don't look strong. It's like one of them 25% white or 25% Indian or 25% something else and 75% black. It looked like that. It's like my son Tatum. My son Tatum is 25% Indian. So you see how his skin color look, and you see how, his hair texture, it'll curl up. Even though it got texture to it, it's softer than mine. But it's more coarse than his mama, and it's more coarse than his older brother. She looked like my son Tatum, like that kind of color, like that kind of, and Tatum is 25% Indian because his granddaddy on his mama's side is Indian. And his grandma and granddaddy on my side is black. But my mama is really, really, really light. She real light. So she could just be a light, really light black person, or she could have some kind of mix down the line. But to her knowledge, she don't know of any mixture. And so she kind of like Tatum. So now what this does is, a lot of times and this is dealing with colors and colorism, a lot of times if you have any kind of mixture in you from another race, sometimes you choose the race that you want to be. Sometimes, and listen, I'm not speaking in exact facts. So there are exceptions to the rule. And if you're an exception to the rule, I'm not talking to you. Okay? Thank you. But sometimes what I've noticed in coaching is that people will be mixed black and white, and they will say I'm black instead of saying I'm mixed. And they will choose what race they want to be. And then they will dive in to that race, and they will be more into that race and study that race and care for that race more than somebody who is 100% that race. Whatever race or nationality this is. It's across the board. It's human nature. And so that's why you will see sometimes you will see somebody who look like the image of a slave. So when you watch slave movies, like I was watching a little bit of that show on Prime that's called Underground Railroad. That thing turned my stomach. I'm so sick of them making slave movies. Like, tell somebody's story that's positive. Why you keep reminding me of slavery? Why that's the only thing you want to green light from a black director is a slave movie? Can't get some more of them movies like them unsung hero ladies that worked at NASA. That's what you need to do, Amazon. One of y'all work up there at Amazon, executive assistant to Jeff Bezos. Tell Bezos I need to talk to him about his Prime and all these slave movies. And give us more and promote and spend the same money that you spend on this slave movie promoting it. Spend the same money on a positive black story instead of just keep reminding us about you a slave. And then I got to watch the movie and all I'm seeing is this man cut all up, 1,000,000 cuts from a whip. And I'm seeing all of this here gruesomeness. And now it's making me mad with white people all over again. My stomach hurt. And I had to cut the thing off. I'm like, give me some hope now. Something I want to look at. Tell my life story and how I got to doing what I'm doing today. Tell a positive life story. You see what I'm saying? But they ain't going to green like that. It's still color lines in the day. And I know we all trying to come together. So if we trying to come together and you of different races than the people you around, then instead of ignoring the color lines, go ahead and address them and become the change that you want to be. That's how I'm getting on this trip tomorrow. And I'm going over this trip with white folks. You know why? Because I'm trying to get over the color line. I'm trying to bond. I'm trying to show that I'm not racist or prejudiced and that we can have conversations and let's talk about this thing and let's see what we could do to work. Let's see what we could do for the future instead of just hating each other and still being low-key prejudiced toward each other. And so now this sister here, she looked like she went through something that made her dive deep into her essence, her culture. And now you notice how sometimes, what I was going to say, how somebody could look like what they show on slave movies. Somebody could look like that and you don't see them on the front line. And then look, listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Think about this. Malcolm X, he black and white, but he became a leader for black people. Louis Farrakhan, you see how fair-skinned he is? So it's and how his hair is. So it's like it's probably some type of white in him. Elijah Muhammad, who he come from up under. You see how fair-skinned he is? But the people that's in the congregation that look like what they showed us slaves look like, they quiet and they followers. And then the loud person is the light-skinned person. You see what I mean? The person that is mixed with white. And then we go down the list. You know, you go down the list and you see these different names that you hear all the time. I'm looking at W.E.B. Du Bois. When I look at this picture, you know, civil rights activist, Pan-Africanist, author, sociologist. But this little picture right here, he looked like a white man to me. But now in other pictures, I could see he looked like a black man, but he definitely looked like he mixed black and white or something like that. So you see what I mean? When you look kind of in history and then you look at when you watching the BET Awards, the boy who got up there and gave the most passionate speech, was his name Jesse? He looked biracial. He might be biracial. So you see what I'm saying? Sometimes when you have a mix in you, you dive deeper into your culture, to the culture that you choose. and you'll stand up and fight harder than the people who is 100% of that mix to their knowledge, or look like it, or portrayed as it. You see what I mean? And so what happened is, like with this right here, and this going off subject from her particular story, but I'm teaching on this because this means something to her, that she black and he black, but yet he chose a white woman. And see, what happens is, this black boy have been made to feel like trash, and he been made to feel basic and like a nobody. And then black women like this young lady want him. And she got bold enough to go shoot her shot. She overlooked TJ and then went to shoot her shot at Chris. Chris blocked her shot out the air like Shaquille O'Neal. I ain't with that. I don't see you like that, sister. Come on now. Power to the people. Let's work on this here song. And then Chris say, I'm finna go get me a white woman. Because to him, the white woman has been painted as the forbidden fruit. So he biting off the tree of knowledge that was in the Garden of Eden. Because she's been positioned as the forbidden fruit. And she's been positioned in his mind and by the world as the prize. So his black woman that like him, that he want to steal her greatness. He wanted her to be his ghostwriter. She said, I don't get down like that, playboy, because I write from my heart. I'm not finna give you my art. I'm not finna give you my gift. And then you finna have stolen greatness. He wanted to steal her greatness, have her ghostwrite for him, so he could go rap the song for the white girl. Because he see her as the prize. He also see her as variety and experience, something new, something different. She, quote unquote, basically exotic, not in the literal sense, but to somebody who, to a black boy who done just been with black girls, now he go get him a white girl, oh, he's something. And then TJ, this is homeboy. TJ all up under Chris. All up under Chris. But Chris the guy that could get black and white. And TJ the one getting overlooked. But see, TJ come from a good family, so TJ got a car. Chris walking. And so TJ, pulled off on him. SRT, he gone. So TJ gone. Then, when she go to TJ break his G code, his man code, and tell all Chris business. Chris got a white girl. Chris got a white girl named Kayla. And he don't want you, but he just told you that little lie, whatever, because he friend zone you. You in the friend zone. He don't want you. He like the white girl. So now TJ just spilled all the beans. Just took the top off the beans and just dumped them on the sister plate. So now she got in her feelings. She got hurt. And now this is the thing. Now see, these kids, that's what they are. They kids. They young kids. They teenage kids. Now she just turned 29. So she ain't no teenager, but you still young. So now, here you go. These kids, they sitting there, they have a conversation, a debate about why girls need to start approaching the boys. And so, after TJ reminds her about the conversation, now before she say anything, TJ said, I know you like Chris. You don't look at me like you look at him. See how TJ inserted himself in there? He ain't say, I see the way you look at him. TJ say, you don't look at me the way you look at him. Now, TJ's struggling. TJ is getting ready to rush, get online, be a line brother for the alpha male strategies, for the MGTOW, and for the red pill, because TJ done had enough. Around here driving everybody to the grocery store. Chris getting the black women, the white women. He got the black woman chasing them and begging them and bugging them and approaching him and texting him all time of night, 11 p.m. at night. Where you at? Can we FaceTime? And then got the white girl with him too. Got the black girl want him, got the white girl want him. And TJ is fed up. TJ finna go get him some strategies. And he finna go to town. And so TJ done brought this thing in here in the insert of his say, you don't look at me the way you look at him. Then she said, I was surprised. And I asked him about approaching Chris and about it. And he said, didn't all of us talk about why girls always expect the man to approach them? And why don't the girl approach the man? So now see, this what these young ladies don't really understand. These men is more street smart. So these men just played these young ladies. And see, this what these grown boys want to do. Yeah, these grown boys, because they adults technically, but they still boys. So this is right? This is grown boys in the pure essence. Now, you still could be a grown boy in 30, 40, 50, but this what really grown boys supposed to be, which would mean adult males who are still ignorant to the real ways of life. And so these grown boys, being more street smart and having the code to a woman's heart, they done convinced these young ladies, and here go this pure, innocent, poetic justice. That's who she looked like, poetic justice, but just with the short, they just got short plaits instead of the long braids now. And here go poetic justice, who's still in the V Club now. Still in the V Club, flying Virgin Airlines, and got a crush on this here little boy. And now she done been convinced to go approach the boy. Get out there, tripped over her words, didn't know what to say. She got there stuttering because she could not get it out of her mouth. You know why? Because it's not in your nature. Because you're not supposed to do it. The Bible do not say, your creator say, a man who finds a wife. Now, God ain't write that, but God inspired it. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing and receive favor from the Lord. He out here looking for the Caucasian persuasion. You see what I'm saying? He don't even want no sister right now. And it could be a phase he going through. I went through that phase in high school and in college. It could be a phase the way you want to date outside your race and you want to see what that Puerto Rico talking about, what the Dominican talking about, what the Jamaican talking about. Jamaican could be from another country. They could be your color, like your race, but not your nationality, as y'all know. Because Jamaica could be white, Asian, of Asian descent, but call themselves Jamaican because it's a nationality, not a race. Now, so we look at races as black and white, Asian, and then we say Hispanic too as a race, even though, a lot of the stuff based on nationalities. And I asked one of my clients, I said, and what is your race or nationality? And she overseas, she was in Europe or some part of Asia or something. She said, what is race? I was like, race like black, white. And she's like, oh, wow, I never heard that word. She's like, I never heard it called race. I didn't know what race was. I was like, wow. I said, maybe that's an American thing for them to divide us, divide and conquer, the powers that be. And so I'm like, okay, you taught me something. So y'all over there all one people? No, we ain't all one people. If you dark, you shunned. You dark over there, you shunned. You dark over here, you shunned. I was like, oh, okay, all right. Well, then y'all racist still. Y'all still got racist then. It just different terminology. So now see, these young boys done tricked these young ladies into believing, and this was happening in the world. That's why you see some women foolish enough to get on one knee and propose to a man. That is the dumbest thing in the world. That is the absolute, I don't care. You raising a daughter, tell your daughter don't ever in her life approach a man. And because of this here conversation and because of this young lady believing it, not only did she approach the man and then couldn't get it out of her mouth, she texted him later that she feeling him. Huge no. Never in your life do that again. And this is the exact reason why I tell y'all not to do that. See, I want my videos to be 30 minutes, but it be so many points hitting me, I just have to keep going to get the point. Because if I leave one thing out, somebody is a comment scholar, Oh, well, what you got to hell? Well, ma'am, I was trying not to have a video that's 4 hours long. That's why I ain't forget that. I just left it out, so I had already talked too much. So now listen. To me now. This here, these boys done trick these girls into telling them you supposed to come holler at me. But see, that's the men, that's this weak society. That's weak males that we making today. We building weak males who are scared. So because these males fear rejection, they want the woman to let them know if she is interested. But see, here is the fallacy and the flawed part of this is, as a woman, when you approach a man, you don't know if he like you or not. So now, by waiting on a man to approach you, that's half the battle, because at least you know he's interested in you. That does not mean he's going to be a good man, but at least you know he's interested, which is half the battle. When you approach him, you don't know if he think you look like the back of a 57 Buick, and if he just don't mind sticking his inty thing. So now he will oblige you, and he will accept your advance to get you on your back. But because you didn't let him make his move first, you showed your hand, and now he know how to play you. Now he know how to win and make you fold. And he fold you up right in that bed. Now see, the thing about Chris is he at least is decent. So he young and he's still immature, but he decent. And what I mean by he's a decent guy is when she approached him and said, I'm feeling you, he could have said, oh, I'm feeling you too. And he could have talked to Wanda and Donda, and when she wanted to FaceTime at 11, he could have been FaceTime at 11. And when she called him after that movie, he could have told her, come on over, let's finish this song right now. And he could have went to try to make some different music. You see what I'm saying? Remember the Yin Yang Twin making that bed music? He could have went to making some bed music like Jay Holiday and Trey Songz. Get you to bed. The neighbor know my name music, but he said, he said, no, I don't want to hurt you. He said, be real with you, I'm not on it like that. I don't want to hurt you. And then guess what? This is also the problem with women pursuing men. If your heart ain't ready for rejection because that ain't what you do, like men, even though men hate rejection, we more built for rejection because we used to all our life knowing that we got to pursue the woman from the age of 3 years old, 4, 5 years old. You see what I'm saying? So somebody was telling me about the little boy in my son's grade when he was in kindergarten. He used to go and get on one knee and bring a little fake ring to school and ask the girl to marry him. And then if he come to school and his wife ain't at school, he asked another girl to marry him. And that girl, aren't you married to such and such? Yeah, but she's not here today, so I want to be married to you. In kindergarten. You see what I'm saying? That's how men wire. And that ain't how they wire. He learned that, from his daddy or mama. Just like this boy here told her that he used to be with his daddy while his daddy cheating. See, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all, men. You got to get your life together. Your child looking up to you, and now this boy saying he can't be loyal. He can't be loyal. I know it's loyal. I just said loyal because I like the way loyal sound better. So he can't be loyal because his daddy was a dog. His daddy cheated on his mama, and he like, this my mama who brought me into the world. And this my daddy who brought me into the world. And this man know how much I love my mama. And he take me with him for him to go cheat on my mama. For me to watch him break my mama heart. You see what I'm saying? So this young man actually doing better than his daddy. Because his daddy would have tried to knock her down. His daddy would have knocked her down. If his daddy was in his shoes, but see, he trying to be a little better than his daddy because he saw what his mama went through. So he trying to be a little better. But he also looking, at other races and stuff too. And then I know people say, well, that's why black women need to look at other races. Look, y'all look at whatever race you want to look at. Look at whatever race you want to look at. Just like a black man find out when he go to another race that a woman is a woman. When you go to another race, you're going to find out that a man is a man. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the same. It's just going to be different ways. I dated a white girl in college. You know what she did? She slept with 5 of my teammates while we was dating. And then you know what she said? When I found out, she said her roommate, who was a white girl, told her if he could do it, you could do it. I had been with plenty of black girls and never once got cheated on by a black woman. And or never found it out because it was different. It was a different culture. And I had cheated then too. So what I realized, I said, this over here ain't no prize. This over here ain't no prize. And then I learned that by Hispanics, and I learned that by it's a woman gonna be a woman. It's just gonna be different. If you treat her right, she gonna be good. If you treat her wrong, she gonna finally get fed up and be bad. It don't matter what her color is. And so you have to look at how you want to reproduce, what you want your lineage to be. What you want your lineage to be. And so me, it's kind of like, I look at the people who say they want to preserve their race and they the pure race. And I look and I love my skin. I love my race. So I say, hey, I want to preserve my race too. If you want to preserve yours, I want to preserve mine. You see what I mean? Like you come down to a personal choice. And you just can't, and you can't, and this is one thing I want black women to understand. Because it's a lot of women that come to me and really upset about black men choosing white women. And it's like, listen, if he choose a white woman, he's not your man. Like, you don't even want him. Like, he ain't even for you. Like, you didn't lose somebody that's for you. You see what I'm saying? Like, the men that want you, he's still dating black women. So it's kind of like you have to kind of have an attitude of like, okay, good riddance. If you don't like women that's your same race, good riddance. Go on about your business. Bye. If it's an organic love connection, the way they just met somebody that's of a different race and they hit it off, then okay, that just is what it is. If a person is deliberately choosing someone because of the color of their skin, because they think that race is a superior race and that their own race is an inferior race, then that's somebody that you just got to pray for, and that's somebody you don't want to have nothing to deal with anyway. You see what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people like that feel like the other race is a better race or a superior race. And vice versa from different races. All kind of races. You see a lot of Asians that want them somebody white, and they don't want an Asian. And vice versa. You see what I mean? So we can't get caught up in that. So here's the thing, sister, what you got to learn. For one, keep being you. Keep being you. You're a soul sister. You got a lot of sides to you. You really tapping into your essence and you discovering yourself as a young woman. Keep being you. Keep that V card. That V card you got, keep that. I hope you still got it, because this a little late. I hope you still got it, sister. If you done lost it, don't lose it too many more times. Don't hand it out too many more times. If you done lost it, all right, stop right there. Stop right there, you're done. Wherever you at, you're done. Okay? And then, let me tell you another thing. Never, ever in your life again approach a man. Always, if a man is not man enough to approach you and tell you he like you, then he ain't man enough to be in a relationship. Because it takes some serious kahunas to be in a relationship and do what you got to do as a man for your family. So if a man can't muster the kahunas to approach you, then he don't deserve you. Don't ever approach no man, because you don't know what he got going on. You don't know who he with. You don't know who he's sleeping with. And you don't know if he a savage and he just going to reel you on in and play you to get you on your back and never wanted you. Let that man approach you so at least you know it's some interest, and then you make sure his actions follow up on them interests. So understand that right there. And for those of y'all, who dealing with this race stuff, man, hey, it's tough stuff. It's tough stuff. And I'm talking off the top of my dome. So understand I'm gonna say some stuff wrong, and I'm gonna, misspeak here and there. But you got to know where my heart coming from. And I try to be as real as possible. And that's really why I misspeak in a sense too, because everything ain't gonna be politically correct when you being real and raw, and you're not reading off no script, And this what I do. I study humans. I was quiet my whole life, and I observe human behavior, and I study people, and then God blessed me to not just have this small pool in my city on my job to study, but God gave me a worldwide audience, so I get to read thousands of emails, and I get to work with hundreds of people from around the world, 6 continents, so that I get to further my study. So when I give you something, it ain't just me being biased in my mind. I'm looking at the studies, and I'm looking at what I have seen over and over and over and over due to the trenches that I've been in for the last 14 years as a professional. But before that, being nearby a mute and studying human behavior. So that's what you have to realize. And so, sister, what you got to understand is Chris could be one of those guys that feel like his race is inferior, and that's why he want to date another race. Or he could be a guy who he just feeling himself and he experimenting, and he using her as an experiment, just like she could be using him as an experiment. And so you can't get caught up in your feelings by that. And at the same time too, for women, stop chasing men. Like, I'm gonna tell you my wife's rule. She never hit me more than twice. She never called me more than twice. If she called me and I ain't answer, she would call right back once more, and then she wouldn't call again. You home, baby? Got my food? I'm gonna come out there.
Okay, I'll give you this though, cause.
Give me what? That. Oh, okay.
It's,
Right. Yeah, I need that. You still look good, my girl. Long day, huh?
You were rushing, trying to do like this eye burning.
Oh yeah.
I think it's on the contact.
Yeah, she's trying to. Yeah.
Cause I get it. I was late.
Yeah. Hey, looking good now. Hey, I appreciate this, baby. I'm gonna need it because I know we'll be up kind of late getting stuff situated. I know how you will. You gonna pull all nighter. I already know. All night. All right, lay.
Yeah, keep talking.
Go ahead now. Let me finish my video now.
Nah.
I'm almost done. This video here might get me canceled.
Oh,
Hey, you be talking about that rave, and it's like, come on now, baby. When you be talking about race and them lines, the people who don't suffer from it don't want to believe it's real. So every time I mention race, I get emails from white women. You need to do some research, and you need to. I'm like, nah. And then nah. Sometimes I hear from black women who mad because I'm telling them that white men ain't no better than black men. That they do it in a different way. Just like with black women. If you cheat on a black woman, she may eventually cheat back, but typically first what a black woman would rather do is cuss you out, slap you, slice your tires, bust your window, and leave you. When you cheat on a woman from like a white woman, a black man with a white woman, black man has been painted as a beast, as a monster, as a villain to white people. So white women innately fear, not innately, but socially, fear black men. So a lot of white women don't have that same energy. A black woman will square up with a black man because she grew up with him, so she's not scared of him. A white woman has always seen black men painted as criminals, so she really don't want the smoke in person. So she'll do her dirt secretly behind, and she will stab him in the back. Whereas the black woman, if she coming for the chest, cause she ain't scared. I'm not speaking Literally, I'm speaking figuratively, but I'm also speaking literally too. If it's gonna get to that, you see what I mean? So sometimes black women get mad with me when I tell them like, listen, the white man is not a superior dater or a superior lover to the black man. He just going to do what he do in a different way, and you still finna end up, if he's a grown boy, he gonna be a grown boy black man, or he gonna be a grown boy white man if he a grown boy. If he a good man could be a black man, and a good man could be a white man. That's why I tell people, you don't have to go to another race to find love if you want to date people in your race, because of you have commonalities and you share, culture and history and things like that, and you want to have that as a foundation. You don't have to get desperate and go to another race, because love is love. It just, you gotta increase your rate of exposure. Meaning you may need to go to a new city. You may need to join more clubs and groups and organizations. You may need to be out of the house doing something 4 nights out of the week, instead of never going out, just going to work and going home, or just online dating, or just going out once a week to the lounge where it's loud and can't nobody come talk to you anyway, because you can't hear nothing because of the live jazz music. You see what I'm saying? And so I say that to say, now for me, I don't care nothing about no getting no counsel, because this who I got to tell the truth for the people who hanging in the balance. That's who he sent me for. I can't worry about the people who can't hear somebody's perspective and respect their perspective and agree to disagree if their perspective is different. So if your perspective is totally different, okay, that's for you and your channel. That's your perspective. You never see me comment on nobody's channel. People, I never comment on these other men's channel. I never go to argue with them. That's their perspective. That's their feeling. They got to answer to God for what they said. I got to answer to God for what I said. So when I share my perspective and what I have discovered from my studies, I want y'all to understand that it's coming from a good place. It's coming from a pure place. I don't want division. I want us to come together. But in order to come together, you got to address the truth first. You can't just brush stuff under the rug like it never existed. Like colorism isn't real. Like sexism isn't real. Like racism isn't real. Like these isms aren't real. You got to address it and admit it, and then you can work on it and fix it. Hey, this is Tony Gasson. God bless you. My food here, I got to go. God bless y'all. My wife bought me to see this whole iced caramel macchiato. And caramel macchiato. I know how to talk like y'all talk. Caramel macchiato. Come on, this caramel macchiato. It's if you want to say it how I say it. Why I brought me here? Because we finna be up late trying to pack and stuff. All that right there. People say, Tony, don't tell people you going out of town. Listen, I'm covered by the blood. I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. Okay? And guess what? I have gates. I'm in a gated neighborhood with 3 different gates. You can't get in here unless somebody call you. And they got the call before you get in. What's up, baby?
Where's my roll?
Oh, you got your roll now?
No.
Oh, it's hand roll? Oh, well, you know what? They ain't have an angry lobster.
They did. You forgot. You had ordered your 2 and then forgot to add mine.
No, you seen yours? It's probably in one. It's called tempura lobster. But it said HR, so I think that means hand roll, which might be different than the signature roll. But I went to the signature roll, I ain't see the angry lobster. And because you know what I said? I said, that's all we like to order. They probably trying to get us to start coming to their place. You checked, I ain't see it. It wasn't on the computer. Unless I missed it.
Unless you forgot to order it.
No, but instead I ordered. Huh?
Just like you forgot to take
No, I'm telling you, I clicked, it's called tempura lobster roll. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Look at that. You know how sometimes they put 2 of them in one. But the one I ordered is described the same. So it probably tastes the same.
Which one am I supposed to eat?
Eat all of it. I just got it because it just, you know what I'm saying? But they all is for us in the sense of cooked rolls. You see what I mean? One is tempura. Huh?
You remembered your rice, though.
Chicken fried rice? Well, I got that too in case you just want to do some chicken fried rice. You see angry lobster? Listen, if you want your angry lobster, order your angry lobster and I'll go get it. Because I need my little dry. I don't mind going to get it. Are you sure you don't want it? Okay, because you know I go get it now. I'm trying to tell you though, baby, I got your tempura lobster. Try that tempura lobster. That tempura lobster probably good. I was wrapping up, then you came. So wife came disturb me. I was wrapping up. I was letting y'all go. And I can't remember what I was saying because she said I forgot her role, but I honestly ain't see her role on there. I was like, maybe they changed the name of it. See, you know, when you think you bougie, you try to eat your little sushi, but we ain't eating real, you know, we eat cooked sushi. I don't know what the other one called. What is it called? Sashimi, if it ain't cooked, or is it sushi too if it ain't cooked? I don't know, but we do cooking. We not finna be eating all the raw stuff. But hey, it's Tony Gaston. God bless you. And listen to this twice. Get this in your spirit for the young folks that's around that age. The older people, I know y'all already know, but honestly, the same thing she dealing with, liking a man that don't like her, pursuing a man, overlooking the man that's right there that do like her, and not stating why she don't like TJ. What's wrong with TJ? TJ got a car. Chris need a ride. You know what I'm saying? TJ right there. See TJ getting in his feelings and giving silent treatments. So what's wrong with TJ? You see what I mean? Sometimes you got to like who like you instead of just liking who you like. Because a lot of times you like who you like because that person gonna give you approval, a sense of accomplishment, a sense of approval, but that person don't like you because they out looking for their approval. But the person who do like you, we overlook them. Got to look into it. Hey, Tony Gaston, God bless you. We'll talk soon.